Happy Saturday morning, everybody. I slept in a little bit today. It's about 8:15 a.m. Just got back from my morning walk. And on this morning's walk, I listened to OK Computer by Radiohead. And then something else after that I'll talk about in a minute. And I remember when that album came out. It's great. Good walk. Got to listen to the whole thing front to back. I remember when that album came out in 1997. We all knew who Radiohead were from that song Creep, and then they put out the Bends, and I was like, okay. OK Computer comes out, and I remember sitting down to listen to that, and I was like, I don't understand what this is. What is this? Because your brain tries to categorize things. It tries to put things in little boxes, and shove it into little rooms with labels on it so you can understand. You need a label. If you have a label, if you have a category, if you have a characterization, then you can understand. And this album was not that. It was from so far out of left field. It's like you had to get past. You had to get past that, like, kind of societal, cultural music industry. This music is this. This music is this. You had to power through that before you could even like walk into the space where this record existed. It was only after you did that that you could like start letting this music and these songs and lyrics and the tones just start to permeate every soul or every cell in your body. And it's like only then could you really get to a point where you could just immerse yourself in it and start to appreciate it and really spend time with it and start hearing all of the weird things that were going on. I remember the first 20 times I listened to that album, every single time I heard new stuff. I heard new things coming from over here, coming from over there. And I miss that kind of experience with music. I got a bunch of albums yesterday that I was listening to last night with my brother. I'll do a TikTok about those later on. But that was a great thing. That was such a great experience. Such a great experience back then. And and then that album ended. I'm kind of scrolling through, and I was like, oh, let's listen to Rage Against the Machine's first album. And when that fucking album came out, it was the same fucking thing, man. It's just like, what, huh? This is just like AC/DC with Ice Cube doing the vocals. What's happening? What's happening here? It's like you had to listen to it. You had to listen to it a couple of times through just to kind of clear the palette of your brain and kind of reset so that you could go back again and be like, okay. And listening to that album, I mean, I haven't listened to that album in a long time. And just cranking through that one, man, it was just like, I mean, I remember I saw them on their first tour. It was some huge outdoor show at Buckeye Lake, and Alice in Chains was on the bill. I remember Lane Staley. I mean, that album Dirt. When that album Dirt came out, their second album, it was just like, what the fuck is happening? This is for all three of those albums. It was like, what is happening? And this is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And watching Rage Against the Machine on their first fucking tour, opening for all these other bands. And it was just a sea of people. And, I'm watching Brad Wilk play drums and Tim Comerford's on the bass, just acting like a maniac. Tom Morello's doing his thing, Zach De La Rocha with the vocals. And it's like it must have been 50,000 people just doing this, man, in the blazing sun, just losing their minds. And then fucking Alice in Chains comes out, and Lane Staley's wearing a three-piece suit with a vest. I'm like, yeah, cool, man. Right on. This is good. It's like, hey, did we bring that suit? I think I'll wear the suit. They came out and crushed it. I don't even remember who else was on that bill, man. It's like those two performances. I was just like, man, yeah, those were good days, man. I was talking to a friend of mine who I've known for 35 years. It's been 35 years. I think I met her in 1990 in Columbus. She was dating a friend of mine who I'd been in a couple bands with. And we were just talking, and then we kind of lost touch for 10 or 15 years and reconnected over the last couple of months. We were talking yesterday. We had like an hour and 45-minute long conversation. And, you know, as though no time had passed at all. And we started talking about some of the shows that we went to back in the day and the bands that we got to see and experience. Fuck, man. God damn, I miss that shit. I miss all of that so much. So much.